Today we cover the biggest L's in the NFT space in 2022, and some of them are a doozy. With just these L's, we can see over $250 million wasted. How does $250 million get wasted? Were lessons learned for future investors? Well, the answers may actually surprise you. Let's recap some of the biggest L's that we've seen to date this year and see if we can try to minimize them for next year. So what are we considering an L in the space for 2022? Well, let me tell you, it looks something like this. That's exactly how a lot of people feel, especially when it comes to, say, the other side mint. There's the gas war on there. Pixelmon, I don't know if you guys seen that at all. It launched this guy here. This is Kevin. This is Kevin right here. He went for like 3 to 4 ETH after the whole floor just collapsed. Even had a timepiece. Wasn't a real one. We had an NFT launch, had $34 million locked on the blockchains forever. Our favorite Bored Ape Flipper, Franklin bag fumbled to call 100 ETH, and well, Coinbase NFT. So here's what it is. Listen, I was listening to the GM Web3 podcast yesterday. I think it was the biggest L's in the space, and I thought it was quite interesting. They kind of just glanced over it, and we all laughed because we all kind of knew about it. They talked about it in their previous videos, but man, I just gonna want to jump into that a little bit. I'm gonna piggyback off them. I did do a video on Rug Radio. I'll post a link right about. Well, it's going to be way up there. And just wanted to kind of run through them because, man, there's some bad ones. And we can learn from them. Listen, we're going with the first one here. It's a Yugo Labs asset. It was the other side deed. It was the kickoff to the bear market 2022. Biggest L yet. Unmeasurable because of the L that came after this catastrophe. More than $150 million kajillion billion dollars burnt during the mint in gas fees. What are gas fees? Similar to the gas you put in your car, the blockchain needs gas, which is just a fee to do any transactions. That's what a gas fee is. It just costs money to do transactions based on the miners, blah, blah, blah. Not getting into it. But what happened was there was so much demand for this other side deed that the gas fees went through the roof and $150 million were burned. Investors spent over $176 million on fees alone. Getting a little bit more complicated in there, because I'll probably get corrected, is that the gas burned isn't the gas that went to the miners. It's actually just the EIP 1599 introduced a mechanism that burns a portion of a gas fee with every Ethereum transaction to kind of make it a little bit more deflationary. Lots more to it, but that's that. Pixelmon was a highly touted NFT project, and the NFTs were so bad that they're almost good. This was some of the hype. This was some of the advertisements that they put out. Look at the quality of this thing. Look at that thing. And then look what they got. They got these. Apparently, there was some sketchy thing. They just hired some. Like, someone paid 3 ETH. It was a 3 ETH mint for this. 3 ETH mint. And they got this. That is the biggest. Look at that decline in prices. Crazy. And here's a couple more of them. Look at these junk. Kevin did almost become a historical NFT. Of course, the memes prevailed. Look at this. Pixelmon before reveal, Pixelmon after reveal. But, not to defend them, but this was a time that people would not postpone their launch date. Nowadays, they'll postpone their launch date. You can see that ApeCoin, you can see a couple of other NFT projects because it's not the contract and the work isn't up to snuff. This was just get that shit out the door. And this project raised $70 million on it. $70 million. Just on their mint. Akitar was another big one. This one is a big disappointment. Basically, TLDR, catastrophic mistakes in CryptoReasy. One line of code cost $34 million. Going to be using this GIF a lot, I think. Listen, this is how it went down. This is a sad one. This is probably devs watching this as it folds because you can see this Hassan guy. Does anyone know the devs at Aki Dreams? This is an urgent matter. And then instead of taking the exploit seriously, the team called the bug a feature. That team's Twitter account does not exist anymore. Hassan tried to warn them that a single line of code, there was something wrong with it. They did the Dutch auction anyway, so it's 3.5 ETH for the NFT is what it ended up being. And their contract was poorly written, that it had a susceptible to a griefing exploit that would cause the minting funds in the contract to be locked. OX and Uarashi was here. He's one of the guys over at Anonymice. I know Mouse Dev tried to help him out. He's one of the founders of their, GOAT in the space. $350 million US gone forever. Locked. I couldn't imagine. That's what I would be like right there. Imagine losing $34 million because of a line of code and someone tried to warn you and you said no. I don't believe it. That's gut-wrenching. Let's get on to something more funny because that was depressing as hell. ENS bidding. So ENS is like a domain system, like a .com, but it's for .eth. It's for your address. A joke goes wrong when NFT whale loses 100 ETH. That NFT whale is none other but Franklin is bored. So basically all evolves around this ENS address called Stop Doing Fake Bids. It's honestly lame, my guy. That's this one here. That's when there was a bunch of stuff getting fake bids on here for ENS. Someone bidding 100 ETH on their own and stuff. So Franklin did the same. But except what happened was someone put it up for sale. Franklin offered 100 ETH. Someone bought it for 1.9 and then instantly sold it to Franklin for 100 ETH, because when you buy something on the when you buy something, an NFT on the blockchain, if you put an offer in and it's not accepted, and if someone buys that NFT, that offer still stands. So someone bought the NFT, saw that it was 100 ETH there, instantly sold it to Franklin for 100 ETH. Franklin, being the good sport he is, kind of went over everything here and talked about it. It was a dumb mistake. 100 ETH was gone. It was like 150, 160,000 US gone right there. I don't know if that's hurting him too much. He has like 60 apes. He kind of buys and sells them. He makes a lot of money selling apes and stuff. And then he an embarrassing mistake. He minted his own NFT, talking about how he lost everything. And listen, that's what we got for the biggest L's. I do have Coinbase NFT up here as an L, and it was covered in the GM Web3 podcast on, I think it was the 29th or something like that. Basically, Coinbase said they're going to bring the masses to the NFT space. They launched their NFT platform, and basically, I think it was a lot of hopium going on in there. Sucked because a lot of people wanted it to succeed, but it didn't. Coinbase is doing a lot of good stuff. I know their founder, Brian Armstrong, I think his name is a big voice on Twitter. So anyways, that's what we got today here, guys. If you appreciate the content, hit that subscribe button. Really helps the channel out. We're going to jump into a crypto market summary where we keep finger on the pulse of crypto. We look at, shitcoin volume, coins, commodities, a bunch of stuff. We'll do that in probably about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Here we are. So we're looking at a little bit of an upward tick in the coin market cap. We're up about, that's only $6 billion. So that's a little bit up from yesterday. Shitcoin volume, we're seeing pretty flat here. You can kind of see the volume charts over here. Still relatively low. Time to actually put a new chart together. This is the last day. It's nice because we've seen NFT volume creep up a little bit, but I'm pretty sure that's just blur airdrop farming. We got 3.7 million in Binance Smart Chain over the last 24 hours, so that's pretty good. Marketplace volume is a big surprise here. We're seeing Magic Eden still keeping up that 4 million, which is a lot, and then OpenSea's still 10 million. They're doing good, but Blur is calming down. What's going on there? Should I hella notice that I had a date off there, which is fine. This is 24 hours for the last 24 hours, so that's where we're at. Oil price, we're looking creeping up. Oil price creeping up. European gas prices keeping kind of steadier on that pretty low mark, actually. Canadian prices doing nothing. There's some issues with refineries in Colorado, I believe. This is the big one. We're seeing the bond market. Woo! What are we doing on yield rates? Coming back up again. Look at this. We came down. Now we're trending back upwards. And floor price for NFTs, we're about the same as yesterday. We're 272 for a summation of the floor prices. I'm looking at Rug Radio here. VX's rug. I did buy a rug yesterday. I was cleaning up some of my wallets. Found a rug that I wanted to get, so I got one. It's just standard, nothing crazy. Going to be wanting the flip for the Corey Van Leeuwen PFP. Maybe I'll get a good one. But also, I heard that they're going to be announcing that anybody that has an RDAO token gets a free mint for the Corey Van Leeuwen. So that's pretty cool. I got one of those. That's what we're looking at today. Hope you guys have a great day, and we'll catch you again tomorrow.